Hello, welcome to the shit show.
Oh shit!
Hello, everybody.
We're
Thank
live.
you for joining us tonight. I want to say hi and thank you to Orange Hat for joining me tonight. Thank you to Ruben Haynes for joining me tonight, and thank you, Bruce, like always, for you guys being here. So let's see. Oh, look at Kronos. Boy, he's really going for it in there, it looks like. Grumpy Old Ninja. Yeah, he's in here in the chat. Thank you for coming tonight. Kronos is in here, and then Bruce has posted a few things. And it looks like that's it right now in the Grumpy Old Ninja. It begins. Yeah. Oh, here's Six Nations. Hi. Thank you for stopping in. Okay. I want to start off by bringing something up that I found that I thought was pretty interesting tonight. Let me figure out how to do this again. Oh, I didn't want to do this. Share screen. Yeah. Okay. And it's this one. Okay. Can you see it?
The electoral college is a big factor.
Yeah. Okay. What if the RFK Jr. runs, right, as an independent because the Democrats don't want to pick him, and and half the Democrats are bitching saying they don't want Biden, blah, blah, blah. So he goes independent and he gets a bunch of people to back him. Okay. So after election night, we find out that he gets 2 states worth of the votes, which stops either one of our candidates, the Democratic candidate or the Republican candidate, from getting the 260 they need to win. Is it 260?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what's the process? Does anybody understand the process of what happens if that happens?
Yes, the process. Yeah, the process is it goes to the House of Representatives.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly right. It does.
But in my opinion, that's a very unlikely scenario. The last time we had this, we had Anderson back in 1980. We had Ross Perot twice. Mm-hmm. And essentially what happens is that if there is a very strong third-party candidate, then you'll have what you had with Clinton. When he was first elected, he only had 43% of the popular vote. And the way that things are now, the way that things are structured, it's very unlikely because, again, the demographics have changed. You know, every 10 years, there's a census. So the 2000 electoral map,
Isn't that when they start doing all the gerrymandering?
They've been doing that for since the beginning of time.
I know, but normally after we have a third person running, it seems like we have a whole bunch of that going on in all the different states after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's a very unlikely scenario because there's no way. Because again, the RFK movement is going to be, it's independent, but he has to get qualified in every single state. And if he does that, then yes. But again, I think that, things are going to tighten up even more if you have a Vec that's now going on the Trump train. Mm-hmm. And I hear a lot of rumors again, Tulsi Gabbard is going to start doing more stuff there. And, again, people are lining up, and then Biden himself is falling back. So more likely something's going to happen that, Biden has to do something different, or the Democrats have to do something different.
Well, but you got to remember, too, though, we've got all these scandally things coming out now with Biden, right? Or right. that actual news is actually talking about it. And they just announced that the laptop was real. Okay.
Which we already knew.
Well, we knew, you and me, us, the smarter people, but the other people that watch CNN are now finding out all this stuff. So now, to me, that opens the door for RFK to get more votes. You see what I mean? So to me, I feel like there's a better chance this year for something like that to happen than it has been before, because now you've got a bunch of people on the Democrat side that normally the Democrats don't ever split up. They always stick together. That's why everything they try works so well.
Yeah, but that's, I don't know.
More and more of them are not liking Biden, and they're wanting something else. And if they're not given something else, I'm afraid, and a lot of them hate Trump, so they're not going to vote for him. So they're going to go for the other guy. They're going to go for RFK. At least that's
it's unlikely. Very unlikely. It's a scenario. It's not going to happen. It's not. It's in total
Yeah,
impossibility.
but why? Why not? You've got Democrats are just like us. Sometimes they want to have money, have the home, take care of their kids, go to work, have affordable groceries and things like that. But they just want to be able to have abortions and that more freedom to do different things.
Because
here's
a reason why here's a reason why the hive mind that the Democratic Party has and the left has will not go third party. They will not. If only the fringe will do that. The fringe will go third party. They did that with Jill Stein, even because again, Bernie Sanders is more popular in 2016, and they still went for Hillary because they basically said the Democrats, and you haven't said that she was the worst in their opinion, the better of two evils. They hated Hillary, but they still voted for her.
Before the jab.
No.
Now you have people that took that felt they were forced into it, that lost their jobs because of it, and lots of them were Democrats. But lots of them are having problems, and you got RFK Jr. that's saying that he agrees with that he thinks that this whole thing was wrong and they should never have been able to do something.
But that's not going to. But again,
those people will vote for him.
No, they won't. That's the whole point. They won't.
I think they will.
But that's the people that you talk to. That's a fringe. It's only a fringe. And let me finish my point here. So then you have the Democrats they're gonna vote for Biden, or they're gonna vote for whoever is on the ticket. Period. The fringe, the people you talk to on X that are Democrat that want RFK.
A few other little apps too, not just X.
Right. I'm just saying the fringe. X is a fringe still. They are gonna. They won't. It's not gonna happen. It can't happen. There's because again, he's not strong enough. RFK is not strong enough to do that. Ross Perot had a bigger movement than RFK did. RFK is it's only a one track thing. What else does he stand for besides
he's got
it's different. It's different.
He's got the Kennedy name. He's attractive, just like Gavin Newsom. What does Gavin Newsom have? And he keeps getting elected. Okay.
It's Democratic backing. He's backed by the high mind again.
So is Kennedy. So is Kennedy. Kennedy's a big name when it comes to the Democrats.
No, but again, it's not.
Kennedy was denounced by his own family when he went independent.
Yeah, so it's not going to happen.
Even if he was, here's the problem that I have, and I'm not going to try and side with Ruben on this, but I'm going to add this. Mm-hmm. When Democrats get their talking orders, their marching orders, when they get the talking points memo, that's it. It was the schlupp in, I can't remember the fuckhead that ruined the Democrats for all time. But
Howard Dean?
Democrats got to South Carolina, and some jackass said, Biden's my guy. And after that, everyone lined the fuck up for Joe Biden, the world's worst.
Rayburn or something like that. Whatever that guy. That fucking idiot.
And so as much as I cannot stand them, I have to admire the fact that when they do something like that, when they send a text message on Signal, when they do a fucking flash
NPC download,
when they destroy a fucking public site because they were all told, if you're within 25 miles, go here right now and riot. Yeah. I got to admire that. That's good logistics. I wish we had that on the opposite side.
No.
I wish we had it on the opposite. I wish whenever said, hey, we're going to have Biden cruising through San Antonio. I need fucking 30 tons of tomatoes on the fucking highways to chuck and to let them see out their fucking windshields.
If you do that, that's we're never ever going to do that. That's the whole thing. We're never ever going to do that here in America.
We're not. Well, you know what? We're not.
Bullshit. We've done it before.
We're not going to hang that fucker and his dumb fucking kids, even though they deserve it, because he need to be hung by treason.
When did we do that? When did we ever
do that? We need to. It's in the founding documents.
There are people, or there are places that have done the tomato thing. up here.
Yeah, but those
actually
are
did it
idiots.
one time.
I've seen. I'm trying to remember which president it was. I saw
Because
one
if you
president
think
that
about
got
it,
hit with an egg in a video.
oh
once.
yeah, that was Bush.
Was it Bush? I just remember
Again,
somebody.
The left
GH
and the
Bush, yeah.
crazies
Somebody
do that.
hit-
We don't
No.
do that.
Bush was one of the
Wrong.
presidents for the
Because
egg.
here's the thing, Ruben. If you're using tomatoes, they can't charge you for trying to kill somebody because tomatoes are
Well, you
seen
can
as
still
non-lethal.
Get it for
Yeah, but-
assault.
Yeah,
Assault,
no,
sure, but
But
you
no.
cannot be hit with an attempted murder charge.
No,
I know, but still, no,
not for a tomato or
it's not going to happen.
an egg.
And also, if it's
Go
the
suck an
motorcade, it's
egg.
like obviously
that's
that
what it
thing's thick
was.
enough to take it.
Somebody said suck an egg or something like that and chucked it. I think they chucked like 3 of them and one of them actually hit them. I think it was like in the shoulder or something like that. I don't remember exactly.
What's what's going to likely happen with the better scenario is, and people they said it out there where Gavin Newsom or Michelle Obama will step in because they don't want Kamala Harris at all, and Biden is losing it every single day. It's everything's a joke. You have Jamie Dimon, the CEO of Bank of America, or is that Bank of America? Or Chase Bank, saying that the economy was better under Trump, and people are talking about it. The article from Politico is politically motivated. They are basically pushing the idea of the Electoral College, and they're just trying to get the thing in there so that people will know about that, and then basically try to start the whole movement of the whole some states are already doing it, where the national popular vote, where they basically will follow the popular vote and forget what their own state does. That's
isn't there a couple of states that gives out like half their votes to one candidate and one half to the other?
No, I think it's like Kansas and Maine do that.
A couple different scenarios like that. Okay,
right.
Let's say 2 states that have that, half their state goes for RFK and the other half
they're so small. They're Kansas and Maine that do it.
You only have to take a very small amount away to keep one of them or both of them from getting exactly.
Yeah, but again, this is like I don't know. This whole topic makes no sense because it's not going to happen.
But it does make sense. Our forefathers came up with a way to fix this because it does make sense. Because
if you had 3 strong candidates, you don't. You have 1. That's all you do. RFK is a fringe candidate, and Biden has lost it, and he's.
I'm not saying it's going to happen, and I hope it doesn't. But what I'm saying is, what if it does? How are the people, the United States, going to react to it when we don't even get to make the choice?
Yes, we do.
It's in the hands of Congress and Senate.
And that's the proper way.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is a lot of people don't understand that's how it works.
That is their fault. Then that's their fault for being fucking idiots.
Yeah, basically. It is.
That's all it is.
It's sad because we have kids graduating from high school that don't have a clue that this is a possibility that can happen in our government.
Correct. So then basically the answer to your point is learn civics, morons.
Yeah,
that's the whole point. Point taken.
That's one of the reasons why I like to do spaces, is because we talk about all these different scenarios, and it's fun if you're in a space and you get to hear someone that's never been involved in anything like that and have no idea what we're talking about, and they're asking a million questions and that's neat. It's nice.
That's actually that makes me sad. Because people, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm happy that someone's learning something. We're actually
they're just they just self-delete because they're just that stupid. I don't understand. How can you be that dumb to not know this shit?
Believe me, there's millions.
You ask me any question, I know the answer to it because I fucking know the answer to it. Every question. I'm just done.
I wish you could be one of the guys walking around meeting these people.
No.
Because there are millions of them.
No. I don't care. These. I just. Oh my god. People. Again, you ask the question. What happens if this? And there's the answer. Boom. That's it. I know this since I was a kid. Why doesn't nobody know this shit? We are the shit show.
Have you any of you guys, Bruce or Orange Chat, have you guys ever met anyone that you were surprised how little they actually knew about how our government worked?
Yeah, they're the lower generation than me.
And how much do you think they know?
Very little, because I've honestly had conversations with a few of them, and the one thing I say is, you're an embarrassment to the or you are the one of the failures of our educational system.
Okay,
because
so
they're like, well, we have a democracy, and it's like, okay, you're fit or automatic failure right there.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
That's
so
what
again,
we were talking about this. Us two, Orange Hat and I were talking about this before you guys got here.
I guess maybe it's because because again, that's a better answered way. I don't associate with morons. I know I don't. I don't. My one friend, my one friend is smart. So that's basically true. That's good. That's a good answer.
So what were you going to say, Bruce? A minute ago when
I was going to say, like, there's a thing called a superdelegates, which the Democrats rolled that out as soon as like Trump came to like the fore in the Republican race in 2016. They started pulling out the old superdelegate trick, which had only been established for maybe 10 years or less. But they basically said, you delegates don't matter. We have an electoral college of our own at home, and the superdelegates are the ones that decide who marches forth. So they're the ones that like listen to the talking points. They're the ones that listen to all the inside people. The slate is what the old political hacks used to call it.
The super Democrats have been around since the inception of the Democratic Party. It's not.
But Hillary Clinton completely fucked over Bernie by doing an end run for the super delegates, because Bernie was a man of the people. He did really good.
But that's their policy. The Democratic Party does that. It's always been that they've always had super delegates. Nothing new.
I know, but the thing is that they've not been relying on it much.
Yes, they have. They've always relied on it. They always have.
Did not rely. The reason I'm saying this, Ruben, is because you have had in no period of time up until maybe Bernie on the Democrat ticket, where some guy snazzed and charismaed his way into the fucking limelight just based on whatever loony ideas he had, and he didn't have the backing of the elites. He didn't have the backing of the bully pulpit. Every time the Democrats throw up their fucking big mushroom stamp, they've got the people behind them. They've got the fucking media behind them. They've got the elites behind them. Bernie did not have the elites behind him. Bernie is an elite, but he did not have the elites behind him, because you do not see any of these jackasses from Chase, from American Bank, from anywhere back in Bernie. Nobody wanted him, but yet he snared all these dumbasses that are ex-military and fucking dumbass college kids of Generation Y and younger. No offense to you, Orange Hat, but he snared all these fuckers to get behind him with these dumb, lofty ideas. Democratic socialism! And he had no fucking way to win when you have Hillary Clinton there, who she sucks out all the fucking oxygen in the room. The moment she gets on stage, it's gone. The new Hillary is now Michelle Obama, which I don't understand. She's got a dick. I don't get it.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. That's what they're doing. And again, it's all calculated, in my opinion. Why suddenly do we have talk about trans? Everything is trans. Everywhere you go is trans, because it's preparing for what's going to happen.
Joan Rivers said it first.
He's going to come out as a tranny, and then there it is. It's all part of the plan. It's all like set up. It's a setup. It is.
And I have something that
if it happens,
Yeah.
Earlier,
you need to post it.
Michelle
what are you pulling
Obama,
up? Just kidding.
Michelle Obama started making noise last week or this week.
Oh yeah, she was afraid that her republic would fall, and it's like, your republic needs to be burned to the ground, or not her republic, but her democracy would fall. It's like, your fucking democracy needs to be burnt to the ground, bitch.
I mean, let me go back to this site here real quick, and I'll share this so Janet can share this, because I just want you guys to see the level of fucking stupid that's with mainstream press. Here, I just keyed in Michelle Obama on Bing, the Microsoft platform. Hey, you want to use our AI bot? No. Okay. From Fox News, Michelle Obama could sneak her way into the 2024 presidential race, they warned from the New York Post. OK Magazine, Michelle Obama could wiggle her way into 2024 presidential race, claims the OK Magazine. New York Post, don't be surprised. People Magazine, couple jokingly sends wedding invite to Michelle. Never mind. Anyway, you have, within the last day and a half, she's been talking about this, and she's worried about how everybody's going for Trump. And I would not be surprised if her little pissant husband sent her swaggering up there, because she could capture a large minority vote. She might even capture most of the college-educated vote. But I'm worried about those that are not involved with those two castes. I'm worried about the people, like, would they go for Trump and follow their wallet? Would they go for this miserable fucking transvestite that's swaggering around for the past 30 years with no pregnancy photos that are authentic? I saw the six-fingered photos of her when she was pregnant. Thank you, AI. Thank you, Chat GTP. But this lady here, this thing here, that's what I'm going to call you for now, your thing wants to run for president, although she doesn't, because right now she's very happy being elite. She gets to go to dinner parties and goes to Davos, and she gets somebody to wax her fucking colon. She gets somebody to fucking, entertain her husband or fuck him in the ass while she watches, whatever the fuck it is. But she gets to do nothing in a room with a microphone. She stays the hell away from those. The moment she goes into a president,
I don't think that they're going to run.
I hope she doesn't. But these right here, these okay, Fox News, I don't like them anyway. NYP, not a big fan. OK Magazine, kind of worried about, because I'm worried about OK Magazine running this little article. This is not what I thought I would see them run.
So basically, if Michelle does run and gets in, this would be Obama's fourth term.
Yeah. And he wants that because he wants to sit in his basement in pajamas.
The race stuff is not bad enough yet.
Right. So. Yeah, but it's not going to, but again, if she runs, then basically an all-out social media war has to occur, and that's important. That's where you get on X, you do the whole thing, because again, it's the whole idea where people are talking about, like I said, Obama's third term is right now, and then there would be his fourth term, and then again, it's just insane. It's no, it can't be done. So, we have to stop it. This is the one thing that has to stop. This is what I'm saying. Everything is building up to this aspect, because again, 2024 is going to be really weird. And I think that this is a high possibility. This is a more possibility than the Electoral College or a three-way race. That's not going to happen. This is a bigger realization. They could basically get handed off to Michelle.
Well, maybe. I mean, I just don't see Michelle wanting to give up what she's already got. She's got prestige, she's got everything she wants.
She has no reason to run because of her having the high life that she has. Or everybody's like, oh, she should run to save our democracy and yada, yada, yada. It's like, she literally has no reason to run other than in order, or if she does, however, I guarantee you, they would have to, or there would be a very big problem, because she would be having her husband as an advisor to her presidency, to the point where she would be basically listening to everything he says. And therefore Congress and the Senate, if they had the ball or the wind or the balls or the integrity to do this, would immediately impeach her due to the fact that she is allowing her husband to dictate the policy instead of her.
Yeah,
which means if she got in and they did that, she is essentially giving her husband an illegal third term. Maybe not officially, but she is allowing it to be done.
Fourth term.
But yeah, I agree with you. I don't see why they would.
Actually, no, a third term, because while we do have the brain dead diaper stain in office, Obama has come out and denounced Biden's Reich.
Yeah.
Biden's what?
Reich.
His Reich.
Janet, I have something to alleviate because I don't want Ruben to hate me.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure, I'm sharing it now.
Oh, that's funny.
Camel Toe Harris finally enjoys being the smartest person in the room. On The View, after a career spent being constantly outclassed in the intelligence department, Vice President Kamala Harris enjoyed finally being the smartest person in the room during her appearance on ABC's The View. The vice president noticeably relished her newfound status as a resident genius as she dispensed valuable nuggets of wisdom to The View's awed panel of co-hosts, basking in unfamiliar territory as the one everyone was looking to for knowledge and insight. My, how the turntables have done what they have done, Harris said as she presided over a room full of her intellectual inferiors for the first time. As bearers of knowledge, we must know and bear the type of knowledge that carries around the world to other carriers and bearers of knowledge. It is only that at that time we will know our knowledge. Knowledge is knowing things. The hosts of The View were amazed as they sat around the vice president and listened to her brilliant rhetoric. We heard she was a smart cookie, but now we've experienced it firsthand, said longtime host Joy Behar. She ran mental circles around us. This woman exhibits true leadership in every aspect, from declaring the southern border secure to admitting she's scared as heck of Donald Trump winning the election. Her wisdom is what we all look to. Our panel can't hope to compete with that. At publishing time, the hosts of The View were reportedly still trying to make sense of the vice president's comments, knowing she was just far too intelligent for them to comprehend. And that, thank you, Ruben.
Wait a minute. Wait, you thought that I hated you? No, I just
no. We just agreed on some. We routinely and ritualistically must agree on something for like 8 minutes per panel.
Well, I didn't agree with that at all because again, I told you already. I told you again. I remember that you take the anytime I ask you a question. I'm just saying honestly. You have the worst takes of all time. Because I remember you said go down to Laredo and what the fuck are you talking about? I keep on bringing that up. I'll bring it up forever. And then there's something else you said that was very weird. I went, what the fuck are you talking about? Are you insane?
Because I don't have the living experience in Laredo that you do.
And
so
then
as much as I look at the people of Laredo and I think they need to be on scooters or Ubers or public transit, every one of them, I acknowledge the fact that some of them have stolen cars and they drive recklessly and haphazardly through the town looking for an oil field truck to wreck into for $1 million cash. I get it.
Oh, God.
I understand it.
But the thing is that that's why I always speak English there so they don't understand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I wear basically they don't even know what English is. No, I haven't been there since my father passed away. So I haven't been there since 2020. And that's when they were trying to arrest me because I wasn't wearing a mask outside because they're fucking idiots. So,
but it's New Mexico, right?
It's right by Mexico.
Oh,
yeah. I wish it would just
be
in Mexico.
New Mexico or is it in Texas?
It's in Texas.
Oh,
it's Laredo in Texas.
Texas is turning blue, so
it's Laredo in Texas.
No, it isn't.
And Nuevo Laredo.
I think it is.
No. You have one blue cancerous mole in Texas, which I believe is Dallas or Austin.
City in Texas.
No. You have three. You have Dallas.
You have three.
You have Austin,
blue,
and you have the Rio Grande Valley.
You have
and Houston.
Yeah, and
Texarkana.
I consider that. I consider Rio Grande Valley Houston also. So.
And Galveston.
And yet they always end up going red in presidential elections.
No, they don't. It's all blue. Growing up there was not. I'm serious. I lived there. I lived in the Rio Grande Valley.
When was the last time Texas went blue in a presidential election?
Beto almost won.
It was before Bush became governor. So we're talking about Anmar Richards, 1992 or before.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But again, South Texas, Houston down. Sorry, not Houston down. Austin down. It's pure blue. 100%. There is no Republican Party.
No.
And by the
How
way,
close
Beto
was it?
O'Rourke
Yeah.
has already proven that he will, or that he is absolutely unelectable, especially in a state like Texas, which is completely and absolutely Second Amendment. That man has already proven that he is anti-Second Amendment. There is no way that Texas would ever vote for him in a presidential primary. You might have some people, sure, but not enough to make an actual difference.
Janet?
Yeah.
All I'm saying, yeah, there it is,
Yeah,
right there.
I want you to.
Yeah, that area right there, that blue area down there, that is always blue.
Can you do me a favor though? With
This is
Texas?
blue.
I know, but wait a second. See the blue areas in Texas?
Yeah.
San Antonio.
How many people are in those blue areas compared to the red areas?
A lot.
Chances are it's just like New York with Buffalo,
I
Albany,
bet.
and New York City.
If you were to add up how many people,
and that's why we need gubernatorial.
In the red, that the blue outweighs the red. That's why you see a lot of red, but it really isn't. The number wise is less. That's why I said that Texas. I really feel I'm worried about Texas and Florida, because if we lose either one of those
we're
states,
going to lose Texas in like two elections.
Yeah, unless we change it. So that's what I'm saying. If you see that,
change.
See the L shape down there, the L shape that L that's right there at the very bottom where it's like an L. It sticks out. Those two things.
Yep.
No, up a little higher, Bruce. Right there to the left.
Yeah. See there.
There. That right there. That's where I grew up. This whole fucking area. It's a diseased cesspool of Hispanic idiots, Mexicans, fucking pieces of shit.
Fucking part though.
Here's the thing.
They're
see
evil.
This red spot right here? This is the oil patch of Corpus Christi and natural gas. Corpus Christi is bluer than fucking Peoria, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who don't understand that's Peoria.
This is why I believe that we need to get rid of, or we need to actually introduce legislation to enact that all states must have an electoral college when it comes to gubernatorial races.
Yeah, I know. You were talking about this before, and I think it's a great...
because everybody's like, oh, we're a Republican democracy. Well, we need to carve out the democratic process, except for voting. Voting is a democratic aspect, not specifically a Democrat or purely a democratic aspect, but it is a democratic aspect. But we do need to abolish majority or popular vote in all forms, except for local elections. When it comes to local elections, fine. But when it comes to any sort of policy setting position, I do believe that an electoral college or collegiate process is necessary. Because honestly, if they go in any other, or because Molinaro would have been governor in New York if it wasn't for places like New York City, Albany, and Buffalo. And Syracuse is actually not as blue as it once was. But yeah, Buffalo, New York, and Albany are the main Soy-based Jeremy. You're making it real hard for me to like you. But anyway, they're the main population hubs.
Soy base doesn't like Orange Hat. Orange Hat doesn't like soy base. Orange Hat, listen.
Well, I like you.
But
I like both of you.
Just ignore him. He trolls me even in my chats.
Yeah.
But the thing is that it's just frustrating to me that all the people in those red areas, because that's a lot of places that in the rural areas where the most conservative people live. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks to me to think that one day all those little blue spots that are the big cities that are stacked on top of each other are going to make all the decisions for all the other people that are spread out.
They are, or that's what they do right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
Governors don't pay attention to rural areas.
I can still have my house, and I can still have my chickens and a few things. I still have some rights still that I still want to fight for. I don't want the government to be able to come in and say, well, we like your property. We're going to take it from you. And here's 10 cents per acre for your land. And basically, and
they already do that now. They did that in New London, Connecticut.
They just did that
if they ever
Texas to that pecan farmer for 200 acres.
If they ever tried that in northern New York, where I live, they would find out very quickly that is a good way to, let's just say revolutionary war.
Yeah, but the thing is that there's precedent for it already. It's already been to the Supreme Court, and they shut it down. And then that lady, I was there because again I worked for Pfizer. Yes, I did.
So the Supreme Court shot it down. Yes.
No, they agreed. They took it to court so they wouldn't take their houses away, and that the people lost because the Supreme Court ruled that the tax revenue would be more. So they kicked the people out. They agreed with the state to take those people's houses.
Eminent domain.
Was that the federal or the state Supreme Court?
Federal. One of the worst decisions ever.
That just happened in Texas is that they took 200 acres away from a pecan farmer for his ranch, and he didn't get to get his crop in, and they had to get the 200 acres to put illegal migrants on it.
Yeah, look up New London, Connecticut.
Eminent domain, unfortunately, it's always been a government overreach, and it's honestly something that is also against the Constitution.
I 100% agree, but it doesn't stop them from doing it.
Yes, that is true. That's why when Trump gets in office again, and if we maintain a Republican presidency after Trump, we need to make sure that whatever judge or whatever Democratic SCOTUS is next to fall, we need to get another constitutionalist on there, because I guarantee you any self-respecting and high integrity constitutionalist would not, or would actually be against eminent domain.
I would think so.
Because eminent domain was never a part of our original Constitution.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm worried about Texas, because I'm seeing more and more of these things like that happening. And then wasn't there a border agent that took someone back over the border in Texas, and he got arrested by the Biden administration and fined?
Yes.
Okay.
I do believe so. But also, here's the thing. When it comes to that agreement that we just had with the whole sending money down to the border and whatnot, everybody think that that's a good thing. They're paying, or the money that's going down to the border and also going over to Ukraine and all that stuff, with the latest agreement from our Speaker of the House, who was blatantly a retard in this situation. Yeah. That money is going to help process and give amnesty to the freaking migrants that are flooding the border right now. Honestly, President Trump, day one, during his inaugural address, needs to say, I am declaring a state of emergency. Our borders are now closed.
Yep.
I hope
because that will stop. That?
And make sure you redraw the line and put Laredo in Mexico. Thank you.
What did you say? We had 20 years with no border infiltration the way it is now. There were 20 years we weren't accepting people.
Yeah, they had to apply.
Hey, Candace.
That makes sense.
I mean, that's the way that I would do it. It's like, you are going to be stopped at the border. You are not going to be allowed in unless you can prove unless you have hard evidence that you have been oppressed or that you have been persecuted in your country. If not, you now have to, and if you have proven it, we may offer amnesty to you. However, if you have not proven it, the only other way that you will be allowed across this border is if you have a skill that is acceptable to to improving our economic way of life. Those are the only reasons you should be allowed across this border.
I have a paradox in a way. So if we're such a racist country and we hate black people, Hispanic people, all that other stuff, then why are they killing themselves to get here? And why are they bringing people in? It's the paradox. This is stupid. It's the same thing.
Well, they say that we're a racist country. If we were really a racist country, then why the fuck are they, or then how the fuck are they still alive, and how the fuck are they still here? Because if we were such a racist country, I guarantee you, if whiteness was such a racist thing, I guarantee you we would, or all the racists would have fucking wiped out everybody else.
Right. That's not happening.
When they're saying
that's called common sense. And you and I have that. But a lot of people that listen to the ding-dings that we have in office don't have common sense. So when they say, oh, all those people, all those Trumpers and all those conservatives, they hate you. They're Nazis. They want communism, and they say all the things that they want. Okay, I mean they're called anti-fascists, and they're fascists. Everything they do is fascism. Okay?
But again,
but they still call themselves Antifa. Okay,
right.
So.
Right, because they basically labeled they because again, here's the thing: when it comes to that whole aspect, they basically say we're being anti-fascist. It's a paradox again. We're being anti-fascist, but we're doing their tactics on we're paying back their tactics on us. So they feel justified in what they're doing. That's
I know,
the whole
and
point.
that's fascism.
I know.
But that's what cracks me up is all these people they get like the people right now that are calling me a Karen and everything because I didn't agree with them when I was trying to say.
Remember what Whoopi Goldberg did?
If you're attracted to women, you're not gay. I mean, it doesn't matter whether it's a man dressed like a woman. If he looks like a woman and they say, "Whoo, look at that good-looking babe walk," it doesn't make you gay. You're attracted to what a woman looks like because you like women. They still called me Karen. So it's like, oh well, they're dumb. They're not listening to what I was saying. So I don't know. It's just ridiculous. Now, if I dressed up like a man and I had the 5 o'clock shadow and I dressed up like a guy, and then a guy would say, "Man, you're hot looking like that." Okay, well then more than likely they got gay tendencies.
The only way a woman would be hot dressed like a man is if she was wearing a white shirt, a tie, and a hat, and that's all she's wearing.
Okay. Okay, well.
Don't you agree with me?
Yeah, but that was big. What was it back when? What was the name of that movie that was real big hit? And that woman was dressed like that.
I thought you meant Vendetta.
Victor,
9 to 5.
Wait. Victor Victoria? No,
it was a woman that was in.
Boys Don't Cry.
I don't remember what it was called, but she wore
Hilary Swank,
a tie. Yeah. And that was was it in the 80s, the late 80s, early 90s, where lots of girls were wearing ties and stuff with their outfits.
Oh, what's her name?
In movies.
It's 77, and I think you're referencing Manhattan or Annie Hall.
Maybe. I don't remember. I'll have to find her picture, but I just remember a lot of guys thinking she was hot in the outfit she had. She had a poster, and she had no pants on, and she was like sitting in a yoga position of some sort, and she had a tie on, long nice tie.
That's that sexy thing. A woman when a woman wears your shirt. Well, sorry, I'm a guy. If a woman wears my shirt and that's all she's wearing, or she puts my tie on, and she puts my hat on, that's hot.
Okay,
that's not her dressing up like a man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's not trying to dress up and look like a man. But what
she's just basically embracing your belongings, your possessions, and she says, "She
smell good.
I smell you on me." I'm going, okay.
Yeah, that cologne or whatever. I can understand that, but to me, I never had any of these problems because I just never, like in the movie Birdcage, where what was the name of the actor at the very end and he wore
Robin
that.
Williams, Gene Hackman.
No, the Gene
Ethan
Hackman.
Lane.
When Gene
No.
Hackman dressed up like a woman did.
Oh yeah. That one. That was funny.
That was funny as heck. And to me, and then what was it, Tootsie, when he dressed up as a woman to pretend to be a woman? It was funny. It was the reason why they dressed up for it. It wasn't them pretending to be a woman to get a date, things like that. So I don't know.
Miss Doubtfire.
It has been, Miss Doubtfire. That was it. And Tootsie did the same thing, though. He dressed up as a woman to get a part.
Those were really good movies. I don't know shit.
To get a part in a movie or a TV show. So to me, it wasn't so far-fetched when I started seeing people doing it, but they were doing it for reasons that I didn't understand. I just didn't understand why they were doing it.
Grumpy Old Ninja, you're correct. Yes, it is very hot, and that's the thing. That's I'm just saying. Go.
Robin Williams dressed up as a woman so that he could spend time with his kids.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
So
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Those were those reasons that they did it in these different movies and these different stories. It made perfect sense that they did it. They were doing it, and it was in a loving, funny sort of way. The way that they did it, they portrayed it. But then now the way they're doing it now is this totally perverted from those movies. You know what I mean? Totally different point of view of it. So I don't know.
Welcome to the shit show. Break out the popcorn.
So what's the next topic?
There was a couple of things we could talk about. The Alec Baldwin thing.
Yes, please.
Let me get that opened up here real quick. Give me a second.
Because I've been covering that since it happened on my channel.
Yeah, but finally, can you see it?
Yep.
Indicted on involuntary manslaughter.
Finally, yeah. It's charged over the shooting death on Rust. So basically, he shot the cinematographer. And
Anya Hutchins. Remember her name.
Now, what I was told was she was just about ready to start on a documentary about child trafficking, too. So there's a lot of people talking about that.
There's a lot of people that are making the claims. Yeah, they're making the claims that she was murdered. I'm sorry. I'm not going to buy into that.
No, I know. I didn't say that that's what I
I'm not saying that you were believing in that either. I'm just simply saying I have heard some people saying it.
I spend a lot of time with people that do discuss child trafficking, and a lot of them are leaning in that direction. Now, also, the director was also injured, too, because the bullet went through her, right? And hit him, too.
Yep, Joel Souza.
Yeah. So, but the thing is he actually is been indicted.
He's being recharged because he was charged before. A lot of people are claiming, well, it's double jeopardy. It's double jeopardy. Actually, no, it's not. And here's why. Double jeopardy only applies if the judge drops the charges. The prosecution dropped the charges back in April of last year, meaning that they could revisit the charges if they found further evidence and new evidence. That is very definitive, in which was the case when they had the FBI and others re-examining that pistol and found the only way that pistol is going off is if you pull the hammer all the way back and pull the trigger. You can't fan the hammer on that revolver and have it set off a charge. It doesn't work. They tried that. So Alec Baldwin's story there where he fanned the trigger is bullshit.
Because it says a grand jury indictment was filed in Santa Fe on Friday, months after prosecutors received a new analysis of the gun that was used. Baldwin's lawyers indicated that they will fight the charge, saying, "We look forward to our day in court." While the proceeding is shrouded in secrecy, two of the witnesses seen at the courthouse included crew members, one who was present when the fatal shot was fired and another who had walked off the set the day before due to safety concerns. Baldwin, the lead actor and co-producer of the Western movie Rust, was pointing a gun at cinematographer Helena Hutchins.
Helena,
during a rehearsal on a movie set outside of Santa Fe in October 2021, when the gun went off, killing her and wounding director Joel Souza. Baldwin has said he pulled back the hammer, but not the trigger, and the gun fired. Judges recently put on hold several civil lawsuits seeking compensation from Baldwin and producers of Rust after prosecutors said they would present charges to a grand jury. So here we go. And then here's the set. It's got some pictures and the video of it. But the thing is that maybe we'll see some justice, actual deep dive into everything, and find out whether or not somebody's actually prosecuted that's as big as somebody like Baldwin. You know, I have a hard time believing that will happen, but
the most he'll get is 18 months, which is the maximum, because it is an involuntary manslaughter.
Yeah, isn't 18 months better than nothing? I mean, the fact that it's Alec Baldwin, I think it's great. I was flabbergasted that they even put the case forward on him. I mean, I really was. I was surprised. So to me, that's already a step in the right direction.
If they have any integrity, in which I'm hoping they do, they will say, we are not going to offer a single deal. We are not going to take any deals. We are going for the maximum for Alec Baldwin, because they wanted to go for the maximum on the first time. So there's no reason for them to change their mind again. Now, if they do a deal, unfortunately, it is a legally binding deal. Yeah. So unless he violates it, and then he gets his ass thrown back in jail, or he'll get his ass thrown in jail. But honestly, they should say, we are not taking any deals. We are not offering any deals. He took a life. He's going to be held to account for it with the highest sentence.
He took a life and wounded another. It could have been 2 lives with 1 bullet.
And I've been on arguments and debates online. It's like, he doesn't bear any responsibility. Bullshit, he doesn't bear any responsibility. There is the moral responsibility of checking a gun when you are handed a gun. No matter if you are anti-2A. Well, if you're anti-2A like Alec Baldwin is, you have no business making a movie that involves firearms. Not to mention,
producer.
Yes, he is an executive producer, which means he also owns Rust LLP.
Yeah, but he's supposed to make sure they hire someone that's doing the job correctly, and that they're following procedures on the set. And he can't say, well, he didn't know what the procedures were. How many movies in productions has he been on?
Oh, he has, or that's another thing he'll claim.
I'm just saying, I don't see any outs for him if they follow the letter of the law.
Here's why he can't make that claim without it being refuted. They'll call Hannah Gutierrez Reed, who will testify that he refused on the day to do safety training with the firearm, because she was actually going to testify before.
That's why the crew member left the day before.
It wasn't just one crew member; it was several crew members.
No, I know. The one that testified,
I know.
The one that testified left the day earlier because of that.
Yeah, and here's another thing: they were union crew members, folks. Meaning, if it's just a regular crew member that's not union and they leave, okay, who cares? So what? If it is a union who is bound by contract, leaving a set saying, I don't feel safe here, that is a major production red flag that actually goes up the chain. Because when a union person who is under contract to be working there is saying, I do not feel safe with what they are doing, or you can't sugarcoat that. You can't sweep it under the rug. They have to investigate what's going on. And when they didn't, because unfortunately the shooting happened immediately or very shortly after, before anything could go up the chain, they are like, what the heck is going on? That's why they settled. That's why Rust was sued and had to pay out a fine, because the production company was found that they had cut corners. And that is why they it wasn't just the safety corners that they were cutting. they were trying to cut the budget as much as possible. So they hired a one movie armorer or one movie experience armorer.
The daughter,
Hannah Gutierrez
Reed,
yeah.
of another one. So basically, he was trying to cut corners by having the name on his movie of the other armorer, but it was his daughter. So
and
she
not only that,
yeah,
and not only that, she already got in trouble on the previous film she was doing. It was a Nick Cage film in which she improperly loaded a weapon on the ground. And that was supposed to go in the hands of a kid actor. So it's like, this woman should never have been allowed to work in Hollywood again.
Was this in South Texas? Because this sounds like nepotism. Do you guys know what nepotism is?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
That's what I'm saying. I just don't see if they follow the law like they're supposed to, which is the judge and all the court people, the proceedings wise, I don't see how Baldwin can get off at all because
he can't.
No, I don't think he
getting
will.
Off. He gets off.
The reason why is because he was a producer
that's
of this
Hilaria,
movie.
yeah.
Okay, he's a producer and actor in this movie.
Yeah.
All the movies he's produced and acted in before that used weapons, all the different things like that. Him knowing the contracts, how things are run, and he failed all of it. Okay, so there's so much evidence against him. There's no way they won't convict him, and so that's why I was surprised.
What is?
When we talked
what
about
is the?
Before, that's why I said they would never charge him, because if they did, there's no way he can get out of it because he's got too much supposed experience to have something like this not stick. And
but what is this? What is the minimum he can get? Do you know?
I thought you said, what was it? 18
months.
The maximum is 18 months, and anything else is the minimum is most likely a deal that involves probation.
That's probably what's going to happen then.
No, they will not, or the way that you get a deal like that is only if the prosecution agrees to it. The prosecution has to agree to a deal, or they can initiate a deal. If they don't agree to the deal, he can't make it. Now they could try to go. No, this is in New Mexico.
Yeah, it's in New Mexico.
It's still friendly to. It's still friendly to him. It could get probation or just time serve or not community service or bullshit like that.
This is in a year during elections too. So this is all pointing bad towards Baldwin, in my point of view. That's why I was surprised. If they were going to give it to him, they would have done it last year, where he had a chance to just get a slap on the wrist. But now, right in the middle of elections, he's being told, you got to go to court, buddy. And he's going to get fried. I think they're going to fry him because he's a famous actor. And this is their way of putting the issue on guns for elections, right? And I mean, I'm just telling you, it's prime time for him to, I think he's really going to get in trouble, because I'm shocked that they even did this.
Not only that, if they're going to say, well, he is a pillar of our community, and whatnot, to try to lessen the thing, if I was prosecution, I would simply say, this man has mugshots for a reason. He was arrested on assault charges. He's not a
pillar. How can a pillar of your community that's been in 50 films, that many TV shows, this many commercials, blah, 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 been a producer on this many films, done this, and say this, okay, in court, make this type of a mistake? You see what I mean? They're going to throw him under the bus.
All the stuff that occurred on set that we've alluded to before, but just for a refresher course, that again, the way that these films work, it's his own production company that he started, so it's Russ LLC. So he paid all this stuff, and then we heard about all the issues that they were basically shooting the gun out there, which is part of the whole process, but they were fully goofing around and all that stuff, and then people were complaining because of long hours that they had to travel and get the equipment got stuck. It was very bad management. So the prosecution is going to basically say it was very bad. The corroborating evidence is the fact that it was very bad management. They had the lack of any regulation. They were treating the people were being treated very badly, and then all this led to the situation. It's all compounding evidence. So basically, what that's why I say that they're gonna really go for the idea that he was negligent on many levels, and this led to someone dying. So it's it's gonna be immense.
And how bad is it going to make him look when he's got 2 or 3 people that are in the union, the Actors Union, the Actors Guild, and all that testifying against him?
Correct.
That they left, that they personally gave up a livelihood for their families to leave because they felt that someone was going to die on set.
No. Is the armorer going to get a deal, or is she going to get prosecuted just as much?
She's already in the middle of her own trial because she got a bunch of other charges on her.
Yeah, I think she's
got to go through.
She's never going to be able to get a job in movies again, I don't think. Doing anything.
Oh,
well,
and that's the thing.
Maybe OnlyFans.
I'm so glad that
she's blonde. She's young.
Here's the thing. I'm glad you actually brought that up, Janet, because they're saying that he can, or there's other movies and whatnot that he can do. He is literally pulling a Kardashian, folks.
Yep.
He's putting up his own show, filming in his house, filming with his kids and his wife and stuff. Days in the life of Alec Baldwin sort of stuff. He isn't going to work again. The man took a life, and also something that all these loony leftists love to do is the court of public opinion. The court of public opinion is against Alec Baldwin. This man is basically down to the point where he has to make a show about, oh, look at my life, man. It's not all glamour. Yeah, that's because you also freaking yelled at your daughter when she was 11 years old on a freaking text message and voicemail or whatever it was.
Voicemail.
And basically berate her to the point of harassment, calling her a terrible person and shit. That's why Ireland Baldwin actually is freaking emancipated. I believe she emancipated herself from him. So, she's not his biggest fan.
You have?
But
I met her and her mother.
Oh, shit. Well, that's good.
But yeah, she's not a fan of her father because or she's more of a fan of her uncle Stephen, because Stephen's actually less or as crazy as he's always been in the movies. He's actually less crazy in real life. So yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, I just think it's kind of funny how he could have been brought up on charges last year, and it's probably would have been all just blown away. You know what I mean? Just nothing.
No, it's actually, it wouldn't have worked that way because they wanted to go maximum. Unfortunately, they screwed up by charging him with a crime using a law that was passed after the fact, which you cannot do. You can only go after a person with laws that are in effect at the time.
I was just really surprised the fact when I saw this pop up on my timeline on X, and I was like, I can't believe it, because it has to be because it's an election year and just a few other things, and they have enough evidence that they can actually make it look like they give a shit. You know what I mean? And that one of the big names can get tarnished because of it. So
I only think that
you get some, even if he only gets like 3 months in jail or something like that.
Yeah, it's something like that.
A little ankle bracelet or whatever. The fact that he will never be able to use a weapon on any of his sets and anything he does, anything his name is on.
It's a prop gun.
You know what I mean?
I hate when people say that.
But the thing is, I really do think this will make a difference.
It was only a prop gun that killed Brandon Lee.
No, actually, it was a functional weppen. It wasn't a prop gun that killed him.
But they were under the auspice that it was a prop gun, I heard.
They're saying the term prop gun means a non-functional prop. a non-functional item.
A gun
Meaning
without
you could pull the trigger
pin on
and
it.
nothing will
happens.
happen.
That's a prop gun.
The pin is taken
A-
out of a prop gun. This gun
Yes.
had a pin in it. Okay, which
Yeah.
means it's not a prop. It is usable as a
Right.
weapon.
Or this is a functional real firearm.
Yeah.
Right.
If you have a prop, it's not going to be able to do anything.
Right.
It's like that plastic
And-
gun I was playing with the other night.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
mean,
prop.
Hold on
It's
one
not real.
second, folks. I'll be right back. Hold on one second. So I'll be right back. Just keep talking what you're talking.
So
He's gonna go. He's gonna get his gun. Just kidding.
that's
You
okay.
gotta
But
get
the
all
thing
the
is, that's
ammunition.
the difference. That's the difference.
Oh, my-
Because you know, like some of the scenes that we saw in what was the one with the two brothers that we did the movie?
Boondock Saints.
Yeah, Boondock Saints. Remember the couple scenes where they're in there going through all those weapons, right? And they're grabbing grenades and all that, and they're putting it in their bags and stuff. Almost, I guarantee every single weapon on there wasn't a real one, except for the one they held in their hand and they did that kind of stuff too.
Yep. I
You
agree
know,
with that.
all the rest that you saw laying around, they look good, but they weren't real because that'd be so much money. It would just make the budget go through the roof. You know what I'm saying? But when you got a bunch of props, they're plastic. They print them out on a printer or whatever. They just look really good, and that's what matters. It makes you think there's a lot of weapons, but the only ones that have to be real or even seem real are the ones that they're actually using and loading. That you saw a few of them that they loaded the weapon and did a few things for the reality of it. Just like in The Walking Dead, all those weapons that you see here and there, the crossbows and the arrows and the what was it, that one had all the shotguns with all the shells, you know, over his chest and all that stuff. You know, they have to have weapons that are real, because people like you and I that actually held guns are going to go, God, that was the fakest gun I've ever seen. At least they could have done is let them hold a real one, you know.
Mhm.
I've heard Bruce, I don't know how many times, go off on so many movies because they were holding the gun wrong or they weren't shooting the weapon right. And all
Civil
this
War
different
movie coming out. There's a motherfucker that's supposed to be active duty. And the entire time he's holding his fucking weapon, his fucking booger picker is in the fucking trigger.
stuff. See, just different things that you say, and you wouldn't be fooled by fake weapons. So
Mhm.
you got to have decent looking guns, and which is perfectly fine. Look how many hundreds of movies that we've watched in our lifetime that had guns in it, and how many people died making them.
I thought you said boobies. There-
No.
Yeah, it did kind of sound like she said boobies. But anyway,
Wait, boobies?
I got
Yeah.
some things to show
We
here.
need boobies,
Now,
yes.
folks,
Now watch.
for a second here, folks,
make them big, make them big, make them big.
I need to clarify right now. What I am going to show you is in no way a real weapon. So legally, I can't put a real weapon on the screen for you. YouTube would kick me off. What I
Oh.
got here is a cane. It's a cane.
Ah, yeah.
And this is a revolver handle for the cane. The cane does detach, but as you can see,
Right.
this also used to be a knife bit. This is a trimmed off knife bit.
yeah.
Now-
yeah.
The cylinder spins.
Right.
The trigger cannot be pulled.
Correct.
The hammer
correct.
cannot go back. Now, to give you guys an idea of what happened, what's his name? Baldwin
Mhm.
claimed that he was fanning the trigger like this,
Yes.
and that the hammer went back and it went off. What they found in the FBI and all the other people who did tests on that gun is
Mhm.
that now this is also a fake one. This is not real.
Mhm.
Is that you could fan it all you want and it wouldn't go or it wouldn't fire. Now you have to pull these back
All the way.
all the way. Now you can pull the trigger, nothing would happen.
Right.
You actually have to pull the hammers back and pull the trigger in order for it to fire.
Yes.
So yeah, him fanning it like this doesn't provide the necessary force to trigger the ignition of the bullet.
Correct.
Mhm.
So now that is basically what they concluded through the investigation of the weapon.
Mhm.
So yeah, he constantly says, "I didn't pull the trigger. I didn't pull the trigger. I may have pulled the trigger, but I didn't pull the trigger."
He fanned the fucking thing.
And it's like, well, except that what they're saying is there's no way that you could fan it as far back as possible, let it go. It still won't provide enough of a charge to send that bullet out. It has to go back, locked all the way back, to slam forward with the velocity of a trigger pull. So yeah, these are all this is actually absolutely has nothing in it. This was actually meant to be a body for a rifle, but it never got used. So, but yeah, just
Orange Hat,
to
the
let
only
you
thing
all
you're wrong
know.
on is that you absolutely can demo a gun on YouTube. There's tons of gun tubers.
Oh,
out
well,
here.
yeah, obviously. But me or my channel is entertainment based. I could not do that because they would actually pull my channel.
Well, you know me. I got my guns right here.
Well, there's no reason to have a weapon on here. Well, we're not training anyone how to use a weapon or anything like that, so there's no reason for it. And
a
the
YouTuber
thing is,
recently died because of his stupidity.
yeah, and he knew what he was doing. I'm telling you, this guy knew if he did certain things that it could cause a gun to go off. I'm telling you, when you've used a weapon, just a kid, okay, that's first learning how to use a 22 or anything at 12 or whatever, would know that if you do this, it can make the gun go off. Once they've used it and understand it. So him sitting there and saying any of that stuff is lies. And anyone that has anything to do with any guns knows he's lying because, you know, it's, I mean, you gotta lie because it's not, he doesn't have any other thing to do because he did do it. What he did, he shot 2 people and one of them died.
Well, I got to say that on the cursed ship, the McCandless, we had a guy that was going to be a gunner's mate, 3rd class, but before he could get frocked, he had his girlfriend break up with him. Not that he planned this to happen, but later on he was supposed to clean some weapons, and oddly enough, he did not die, which was good, but the bullet traveled around the interior of his skull like 180-degree mark, and it gave him a good chunk of brain damage. So once we cleaned up that mess and we found out what happened, it was safety meetings for days, because anybody involved with weapons and deck department, that's your entire fucking job. Even if you're in a little fucking port in South Texas on a ship that does only training exercises with the reservists, even if that's all you do, well, guess what you're doing for the next 2 weeks? You're going to spend 3 hours a day in fucking hell with an HR management type of course, and they're going to teach you about guns, even though you're already trained on them for another 4 hours a week. Nope, you need more.
You about guns, even though you're already.
Sorry, I was turning on my my phone. That was me. Sorry. So I just realized it wasn't on.
That's it.
Okay.
It's a shit show. What do you expect?
And we're on brand. So, I mean, I'm just going to say, and then we had a fucking chief that was handling the shotgun, the Mossberg we had. We had gotten back from the range, and of all fucking things, he sets the shotgun down, and it goes off. Now, he didn't get hurt, but we had to fill out 30 reams of paper for fucking what exactly happened, who was standing where, was there somebody on the deck above us, you know, that sort of shit. And shotguns are notorious for just like, if you've got one in the cradle ready to go, like if you have like a mouse or a mosquito fart or burp on it, it could go off. So safety is a good thing. That's all I'm going to say. Just be careful with weapons, kids. If you don't know what you're doing, put it away or ask an adult to put it away for you, because you're likely going to injure yourself. You're not that smart.
Just like those people that go out and one night stands. Keep it in your pants.
That's right. Don't risk it. It's not worth it.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, that's another thing I want that you just said that made me think about it, is that we're supposedly having like mumps and syphilis and and a whole bunch of that stuff right now because of all the people coming in the border.
Oh yeah. Because TB could come back. All these diseases, and again, there's just a lot of crazy stuff. And it's just
because remember, a whole bunches of people in our country lost their jobs because they didn't want to get the jab, right? And we have all these people crossing over the border that hasn't even had one vaccination since they were born.
Correct. Yeah,
and
basically.
So that means we're going to have all the diseases that we thought we wouldn't see anymore because
that's the whole point.
Inoculated against them.
But that's the whole point. The point there is, if you bring people who've never had a vaccination into people who didn't need a vaccination, those people will get sick. Then those people get sick. Then you get a disease. Like if you never had chicken pox, you never got the vaccine or whatever, and then you get the chicken pox, and it's like like I did, like growing up, there was no vaccine for it, whatever. But the point being here is, what happens then? These people will get sick, and then you're going to have the worry wards saying, "Okay, we need to have a vaccine for XYZ, the TB, or get your booster, this and that, all stuff, because tetanus and all that crap." Then they're gonna push in there, the mRNA, the whole bullshit that's going on here, because I'm seeing all this stuff going on. Because again, you're on Spaces with X, you see that all of the stuff that they're talking about now. I saw one video I reposted about a girl, one of the first trials, a 13-year-old girl, and she's having heart issues and all that crap. So it's insane. It's totally insane. So I say the following. This is my public service announcement: get married, have kids, find a based girl, find someone you can make a traditional wife. Get it done immediately. And if you're a woman out there, keep the pants. Go find a real man. Get it done. Period. That's it.
Yeah, if you can. So here's another thing that I read that I was like, "What the? We are in bad shit." But hold on, let me open it up here. Let's see. Present. Sorry, one of these days.
Present orange.
Here we go. All right. Oh, this is terrible. American Airlines flight attendant faces child porn charge after allegedly filming minors in the airplane bathrooms.
Life in prison.
Look at this guy. Look at him. He looks like a normal guy. If you just saw him walking through the airport, I wouldn't think nothing of him. And that's another thing I tell people. Just because they say he's a child molester or he's a rapist or whatever, that he's a boogeyman.
Looks like Ted Bundy to me.
The thing is that people got to realize they look just like us. You wouldn't be able to tell by just seeing them walking around that they're not disheveled and they don't look homeless. They're just like us, and that's why you don't trust people. You gotta just not be so trusting.
I trust nobody. So there you go.
Wow, it's just terrible. But
yeah, I wouldn't. This guy's a creep. He looks like a creepy guy.
It says during the incident, the flight attendant allegedly approached the girl as she waited for an occupied bathroom in the main cabin and escorted her to first class bathroom, which he said was available according to the release. Okay, that's what he was doing. He was taking her because he'd already had a camera put in there.
Oh my God.
Okay. And before the teen entered the lavatory, Thompson allegedly said he needed to wash his hands and that the toilet seat was broken and briefly went in the bathroom. After the flight attendant left the bathroom, the girl entered to find red stickers on the underside of the open toilet seat, which read inoperative catering equipment and removed from service. That's what it said on there. It's alleged that beneath the red stickers, Thompson had concealed his iPhone to record a video. The girl took a picture of the concealed phone and returned to her seat to show her parents.
Oh my God.
So there you go. We got a sick bastard on the airplane. So what we need to make sure we do is just make sure that we somehow teach our kids nowadays to look at under the seat when they go to the bathroom and stuff. I mean, I don't know what else to do. I mean, what do you, I mean, on a plane. And if the person
I'm never going to
works
fly on
there-
a plane. Or one, I'm never flying on a plane as long as their DEI policy is enacted and currently in action, because they have shown that they are not worried about your or they're not placing their safety of their flyers over their policy of hiring people who are a different color, skin, and whatnot. That is more important to them than your safety, folks. You see, they're actually hiring people who are what was the term they put? Oh, right. Emotionally unstable and psychologically disabled. Say you get on a plane and you have a flight attendant who is bipolar and off their meds. That person is an authority. And they have free run of the plane while the plane is in flight. Well, all they need to do is just have a bad flip of the emotional switch of bipolar disorder, and they get pissed off at somebody, and, oh, look, I'm going to freaking kill everyone on this plane because I'm going to pull the damn emergency hatch to the door. I'm sorry, I don't ever want that being a possibility. So I am never going to fly on a plane, which means that I'll just have to limit my travel to the ground. And
yeah, which is fine, because you can take a boat. You don't have to even to go to another country. You don't have to fly.
I'm not gonna, or I don't plan on ever going to another country, but it's like, I'm sorry, I do not feel safe by Delta Airlines, American Airlines, or the FAA with that sort of hiring practice.
It was United who's doing that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care who is doing it, but the FAA is allowing it. And it's like, I'm sorry, until you roll that off back and destroy it completely, I will never, and I will also work to actively encourage other people not to fly on a plane. Not with that sort of enactment going on, or not with that sort of policy going on, because you are putting yourself in danger, or in a lot more danger, by having that sort, or by allowing that sort of thing to happen on a plane that you are flying on. So yeah, I'm sorry, but the FAA, Delta Airlines, American Airlines, or whoever's doing it, you can kiss my ass. You're never going to get my money, and it truly sucks, and you should be ashamed because you don't place the safety of your passengers over, or you think that the safety of your passengers is less than your hiring policies.
Okay.
That's all I have to say on that.
And
next.
Yeah, next, basically. I was like,
So,
yeah.
So, if you guys have anything you guys wanted to talk about that you wanted to bring up?
Let me get back on my feet somewhat. I just sent you a photo, Janet, before and after.
In
the private chat?
On your phone.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look.
On your phone.
I got a thing that I'm sharing, Janet.
Okay, here we go.
Because when it comes to safety and all, folks, here's another thing that's been going on during the winter. Electric cars risk breakdown as icy temperatures are draining battery, analysis shows. Now, in Chicago, people with electric cars, because yeah, it's known as the Tesla graveyard right now. They're all bitching because, well, their cars are dying out quicker and whatnot. But yeah, that's because let me read this over for you all. So yeah, electric cars break down as icy temperatures drain battery power, analysis shows. Performance analysis of EVs, or electric vehicles, in freezing temperatures found heating the car used 39% more battery power in the first hour compared to normal conditions. The new stats surrounding the performance were released to ITV News. Cars have an additional issue in cold weather. Their battery power decreases as the thermostat is turned up. This implies that you can drive 18% fewer miles on a full battery in the winter than you can in the summer. According to Chris Millward, technical development manager at RAC, the organization is equipping their breakdown vans with specialized charging stations. He added that the reason for 6% of calls to electric vehicles was that they had run out of power, much greater ratio than that of petrol or diesel vehicles. Owner of electric vehicle Steve told ITV that even with a fully charged battery, the current weather had reduced his usual range of 82 miles to 45 miles.
Mm-hmm.
He told the news outlet batteries don't like extremes of temperature, which is why your phone is rubbish if you leave it in the sun. The difference is that an EV runs out of power, everything stops, and wheels lock up, so it's much harder to remove from the road. The announcement coincides with the mayhem for American Tesla drivers, in which temperatures as low as negative 17 Celsius in Chicago. Drivers that's more like in the negative 40s Fahrenheit, folks. Electric cars were left stranded when their charging stations malfunctioned owing to a sudden cold snap. The lithium-ion batteries in EVs can be severely damaged by icy temperatures and heat waves, which can accelerate or slow down the chemical reactions that determine how well an EV can charge. However, there is some good news. Range loss due to cold is only momentary, as there is no long-term harm to the EV itself. Meanwhile, prolonged exposure to heat or intense heat can permanently damage the battery. Here's the thing, folks. How's that electric vehicle doing now? And this is why all these climate change hoaxes that they're coming up with are so being proliferated so much. It's because they want to go to the EV, they want to transfer to electronic vehicles, and yet they haven't come up with a suitable, sustainable electronic vehicle because of the reason, or because they think that they need to change it immediately to get rid of fossil fuels. Otherwise, the world's going to end in 12 years.
Oh,
no,
yeah, right.
That's not going to happen. The world will most likely end way hundreds of thousands of years past our lifetime. Now, a lot of people continue to call climate change this, climate change that. There is no fucking such thing as climate change right now, folks. What there is now, is there climate that is changing? Yes. But a better and more technical term would be what's known as climate shift, where our climate our Earth has a natural climate cycle. And the last shift that we noticed that was very noticeable was the Ice Age. Guess how long ago that was? 10,000 or 20,000 years ago? Well, the cycle of a changing or shifting climate is 30 to 40,000 years. And yet the first noticeable effects happen within the 20,000 year range. We are noticing the first reactions to climate shift. Our winters are colder. Our summers are hotter. It's not just, the ice caps are melting. No, the ice caps are actually freezing in the winter and not so much flooding the earth. But yeah, they all love to say, climate change this, climate change that. We need to start imposing taxes on this and that, which they have done to New York with the whole banning of gas stoves. That is a thing that they are doing in New York City. But
and two, on top of that, is that you buy an electric car, and just say you buy it in New York State, and you want to travel to Texas, right, to see your relatives. Well, you can't even travel because
Nope.
you there's not enough charging stations all the way in whatever routes you want to take. You have to go way out of your way just to be able to charge your vehicles on the trip
up here,
going.
up here where I live, there are 2 charging stations, and they're in the same town in Tupper Lake, where near where I live. And the next one there, I do believe, is like 80 miles or more away. So, yeah.
But how do you pay? How do you pay to charge your vehicle?
They're free charging stations.
Okay, so they're free. So it's
Yeah.
You can go anywhere you want, and it doesn't cost you anything. You just charge your vehicle on.
At least I think they are. I don't know specifically.
Because down here, the EVs don't compare mileage-wise to just regular vehicles. Like, you can't go 240 miles on most EVs. And they force you to pay by the kilowatt. So you're going to pay like $50 to $75 to do that. If you don't pay, well, there's the photographs going to home office for a reason.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, when I first heard about it, I was thinking, remember when you wanted to get propane for your little gas grill, right? You go and you take your tank and you put it in the thing and you get another one. At least that's what I thought you would do. And you just take your battery and put it in and take it out and put it in there. And that way you pay a fee or whatever, a monthly thing, and you can have all the batteries you need, right? That's what I was thinking. People are saying, no, the batteries are the most expensive part of the vehicle. And there's not going to be interchangeable batteries for people to do. And I was like, oh, well, then how are they going to keep the cars charged up? You're going to have to sit there for hours and hours and hours while your car charges everywhere you go. So I was trying to figure that out and to make sense out of it. But the more I heard, the more I was like, hell, I don't want no electric car. Maybe a hybrid where the gas part of it charges the electric part of it.
Yeah, those are worse.
While you're driving it. So, I
Those are worse, actually.
All right. But the thing is, I just think it's ridiculous, all of it. And then I've seen people that have went and got their oil changed, and for some reason their car just starts on fire because of the electric battery. So, I don't know. I just don't think I'd want to risk having one.
Right.
Because who knows what will happen to me.
Don't do that. Yeah, don't do it. Get a regular car, or get an older car and fix it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna be car shopping here pretty soon. Trying to find something.
Here's the thing: they want to change all the stuff and basically say, well, you have to do this by this time. By 2035, we are outlawing electric vehicle, or we are outlawing gas vehicles. I'm sorry. If I was the next president, I would immediately shoot down that law.
Right.
I'm sorry. I would say, I'm sorry, but that law is unsustainable, as we don't have a stable and sustainable alternative yet. We need fossil fuels.
They're not fossil fuels. That's a lie. There's no such thing as a fossil fuel.
We don't have the infrastructure to
natural.
force everybody
It's 100% natural.
on. Because look, what are we gonna do? How are you gonna fly planes on batteries? Okay, how are you gonna drive Greyhound buses or semi-trailer trucks to carry giant bulldozers and huge equipment from one place to another on batteries? It would take them 6 years to drive across the United States for all the times they got to stop and charge to get something. I don't know. And then what are our trains? Are going to have all electric trains? No, cold trains anymore. I mean, or whatever it is that they're using on them.
Well, the more weight you put into, the more strain you put on a battery, including weight.
That's what I mean.
You're going to draw that battery even more.
But the thing is
So
that
it's like,
the thing is that the train aspect is more viable than the automobile, because the trains are on the tracks, and they can make the tracks electrified so that they can do it. That's their first route that they're going to impose.
Yeah.
And that goes to the whole idea of the 50-minute city. That goes to the idea that they spent all this money from the was it San Francisco or LA to Las Vegas, the train that went nowhere, because again, they are just trying to pour money to all this stuff. That's why you have all these jobs out there. It's a green this, green that, AI this, AI that. They're just trying to push the culture to embrace these things that are not viable in the long run. We have to have the good old American ingenuity to just go back to the way things were. Like I said, get an older car, fix it up, maintain it, something that has no electronics in it, and you can just get it done. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, they've been doing it in Cuba for a very long time. I mean, every picture I see, they're still driving those old cars.
Yeah,
over in Cuba, the real ones, when they used to use some real steel, and make cars.
Yep.
Because they're still look really good. They've taken really good care of them. Right. But you wouldn't see cars last that long here, except for the groups of people that do love cars.
But that's the whole idea. Your people are losing their ability to actually function as normal people, where you basically, like, no one wants to learn math anymore because you have a phone that you can do calculation. No one wants to do research or study anything because you can pull a phone and pull anything up. But again, they're being fed all this fake information, misinformation, lies, and just the narrative. And going back to the whole idea that, like, the climate change is the climate goes in cycles, and the last ice age was over 100,000 years ago. And again, we've had societies and cultures that go back 55 million years. They have it out there, and we go through grand cycles. Right now, my estimation, what I've seen in my calculations, that we're going. What the issue is the sun goes through its solar maximum, solar minimum every 11 years. Again, in cycles, we go through the same cycle. Like was it another 2,000 years? The North Star won't be the North Star anymore. It shifts all the time. So again, people are not attuned. It goes back to what we said before, the very first story, the idea of that the Electoral College, if there's a three-way race, no one knows the truth, or no one knows what's written reality. Same thing with the whole thing. They believe the climate crisis. You have people who are actually women who are getting hysterectomies, guys getting vasectomies because they're afraid that they're going to die in 12 years. It is insane. It is insane that they're letting people do this stuff. They just believe the lies and all that stuff. And this is why but that's why they're feeding the whole thing. Get the people over here from countries outside the United States. Send them to, again, sending them to like New York and all these sanctuary cities. Then you got people who are veterans are being kicked out of their homes. They're giving homes to the homeless. That up in Maine, they get this whole entire apartment complex was built, and you had all those morons clapping that they gave 2 years rent free in Maine. It's insane, because again, they're just building, and then they're going to collapse, because more likely what's going to happen with all the war stuff's going on, World War III. And then you have California going to collapse, and they're going to say it's too big to fail. Let's spend money to save California, save New York, and it's all a farce. It's a complete farce, and I'm just done with it all. It is a shit show when we think about it.
Yeah, real life sucks.
In real life.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm.
So who wants to get a laugh?
Go ahead.
I do. That sounds good.
Yeah.
So let's do a little bit of a segue for a good laugh here. I'm going to share this for you all. You ready for this? This is one of the best freaking turkey pranks ever. The pregnant turkey prank.
Not yet, Brianna. Hold on.
It's not all the stuff in here.
Yeah, it is.
What is that?
What?
Hold that out.
This?
Yeah.
What is it?
Are people that dumb?
What is it?
Yeah, I
Just
believe they are.
Oh my god, that's not funny. It's sad.
The second chicken. It was pregnant. That's the saddest thing I've ever done.
Oh, that's really sad.
Okay, they're failure at parents. They're fucking idiots.
these kids fall for this shit.
No,
If they don't know that they come from eggs.
See, this is why women need to stay in the kitchen and cook, learn how to cook.
Well,
This is a rock Cornish hen. Put it in there. That is a joke.
Don't realize that's
Turkey and eggs. Like chickens. They don't have it.
No, that's a sick joke.
It is sick. It was funny.
It's not.
It wasn't funny.
It's disgusting.
It's pretty fucking funny.
It's not funny.
It wasn't that funny.
well, I got one that's funny.
It is very funny.
Oh, anyway.
That's hilarious.
That's a
Because I
failed.
got
That's
one.
a
But it
failure
also
of
is sad.
intelligence.
I
What
got
a fucking
couple
piece of
memes
shit.
that I
It
wanna-
also
That's-
is
that's
sad
dumb.
for one reason.
This
It
is
is
in
sad
my-
because
this
these
is in my
kids
Discord,
did not
but
know.
look.
Yeah. Trump. Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
Have you seen this? Bruce, did you see
yeah.
this?
I
That's good.
saw
They're doing,
that.
or the Babylon Bee is actually doing a lot of shit to get away from what they did the other day with Ramaswamy. Did you guys hear about the whole Trump gives Ramaswamy a job working at the White House at 7-Eleven?
That's fine. What's wrong with
Did you
that?
see this one?
No, there's nothing wrong with it. Nude talking Muslim doll. We don't know what she says because we're afraid to pull the cord.
That's good. That's a good one.
Oh shit, that's great. But yeah,
Oh,
Ramaswamy
God.
actually.
Oh, did you guys?
He
you
loved
guys
it.
think it was good.
Yeah,
I
he
liked it.
did. Gray pride. We're old. We're tired. Get off our lawn. Damn straight. Get off my lawn.
Oh, yeah. Here's what I posted. I thought was funny. There's just no way. Look at this.
No way in
lady.
hell
Oh,
this lady
no.
left her house without knowing she looked like Austin Powers.
I just thought it was
Valerie Jarrett. What a cunt.
yeah, these are the ones. These are things that I posted in my memes. I just thought it was
How
like,
Oh,
fucked
that's,
up is
that's a
your
good one.
humor? Me. What does that say?
Get well.
Get well.
well ballooned on a dead animal on the side of the road.
I mean, there was
my
a fucking
God.
or somebody's like, "How dark is your humor?"
Yeah.
There's when your tacos were so good they made your belly smile.
Oh, I think it's cute.
But there was one that I saw. It's like, "How dark is your humor?" It picks cotton.
Yeah, pretty dark.
It's like, oh shit, man. A rare look at my blocked list.
Yeah,
That one
so
looks
I
like a
put-
dying
there you go.
Pennywise.
See, that made you laugh.
Oh yeah.
That was funny.
I mean, thing is, when I read that joke at the one was like, "How dark is your humor?" It picks cotton. It's like, I'm the kind of person who would actually fucking say that in a bar.
I said it
And-
last night. I'm kidding.
You said it
It's
last
like-
night.
Honestly. What?
And
I don't
it's
know.
like,
what,
I thought
dude,
maybe
that's
you made the
racist.
joke.
How is it racist? It was a black person who came up with a fucking joke. Yeah, but you're white. You're not supposed to say that shit. Well, look who's the fucking racist right now.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's I don't know. I thought that when we had like Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy and stuff like that, that that kind of stuff was gone. I just never.
Yeah.
I liked listening to Prince. I got to see Prince in concert. I went and saw Damon Wayans. I took my mom to see Damon Wayans.
Mm.
And the whole time she sat there going la 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 the whole time because he was so dirty. And she wanted to see him. And I was like, Mom, he's not like he is on My Wife and Kids on TV. She goes, I don't care. I want to see him.
Oh
So
my
when
God.
we went, she was really shocked how bad he was.
I love that Damon Wayans show where his wife was pregnant in one episode. It was like, or
Yeah, that's called My
the
Wife
daughter
and Kids.
asked, "It's like, how was I born?" well, wife is on the couch. She sneezes and he just catches the baby. And it's like, oh shit. That is fucking hilarious. But
yeah,
it's
my
like,
mom loved that show.
it
She
just
thought it
catches
was
the
so-
fucking
yeah, like
kid.
a football. That's how I caught
Yeah.
you. But yeah, it's just you know.
I mean, I absolutely love this shit. But
Come on.
yeah.
But you know, I don't know. I grew up a military base. You know, there wasn't.
I was
didn't
born on a
see
military
races.
base.
You know, the schools.
So was
still
I.
had races. You know, there was blacks, Hispanics, and Asians and white people all just mingling together all the time. You know, I just never.
Oh,
You know, I
did you
just
hear what
didn't see
happened
it.
in the Senate, or did you hear what happened at a congressional hearing?
Uh-uh.
That DEI hearing that they did, where this guy basically went off, basically saying, we don't care, or when you're in the trenches, we don't care about your fucking skin color. We don't care about your sexuality. We care whether or not you can hold a gun, shoot a gun, and kill the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh,
Well,
damn,
that's
these guys
cool.
actually dropping truth bombs.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's wrong with our country is that we've been pretending and saying bullshit instead of telling
Well,
everybody
that's
the
why,
truth. How can you get
that's why I
someone
would say,
the dotted line to join the military and just not tell them anything? You know, what are you supposed to tell them? Oh, we're just going to send you over there. You're going to eat cotton candy and wear a tutu, and then we're going to bring you home. I mean, what are they telling these guys? I mean, if you can't tell the truth, then what are we supposed to do? But
the first thing I would do in Trump's administration is the first person I would fire is that freak that is running our military right now. That
Lloyd Austin
thing that thinks it's a woman. That ugly fucking witch that
Rachel
feeds on this
Levine. Whatever.
That thing that
Rachel
feeds on the.
Levine?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure she invites Hansel and Gretel to her house like every other year.
Yeah, basically.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean that thing is ugly as fuck, and it's like, I'm sorry, but you are fired. You are going to be discharged from the military. We have no need for you. Also, it is going to be an automatic nope if you are transgender trying to get into our military, because or actually no, it won't be an automatic nope. What it will be is, what is your reasons for getting in the military? If you are, and be honest, because we already know what you're going to say. Oh, I just want to serve my country. No, you want to get in the military so that they can pay for your fucking nip, snip, and tuck. If that is the reason why you are getting in the military, guess what? You're out. We are going to have a new marketing campaign for our military, and it's going to be on the way or in the way of how else the rest of the world is showing off their military. We're going to work for technological advancements. We are going to show our troops in action. We are not going to say, oh, gay is great, and yeah, I got 2 mommies. We don't give a fuck about that. What I care about is if our fucking military is still the greatest fucking military in the world. And unfortunately, that ain't the fucking case right now because of freaks like that fucking whatever that freak is. Because I'm sorry, folks, that is a freak under the definition of the word freak, meaning acting in a weird or unorthodox manner. Also known as freakish behavior.
Show that my mother used to watch, and she used to laugh and just love the show. It was called MASH. Okay,
loved MASH.
And there was an actor named Jamie Farr that played a character that would wear a dress and high heels.
He was always trying to get kicked out.
Try to get kicked out of the military. Now the reason they did it was they called it a Section 8. Okay, which meant that you were evaluated by a psychiatrist and they felt you were not fit for duty because your choices might affect other soldiers' lives, right? So what happened to that? Is that not in the military anymore? Do we not look at that stuff to see whether or not that person can be on a team or
No, I have no idea.
I don't, see what I mean? So much has changed in such a short amount of time Because I don't think it was that long ago. When was MASH? It was during what? The Korean War or something?
Yes, I believe it was during the Korean conflict,
But,
or taking place during the Korean conflict.
yeah, so I don't know. I just think it's
the show lasted longer than the actual war.
yeah, and I remember what was it? I think it was Bill Clinton, and he's the one that said, "Don't ask, don't tell."
Yeah.
Wasn't that under him? So what happened to that? I mean,
well, the reason why he instituted it is because the reason why Clinton instituted "Don't Ask, Don't Tell" is because it wasn't because of the military and possible gay and lesbian soldiers and whatnot. It was because, well, he was a frequent flyer on the Epstein Express. So yeah, he actually threatened. I believe it was the Washington Post, that if you continue talking about Epstein's trafficking, we will shut down the Washington Post. While he was president, he made that threat. So, yeah, it's like, dude, what the fuck are you hiding? If you're using presidential authority to threaten a press or a United States press organization, which under the Constitution, they're allowed to print whatever the fuck they want. As much as people find it, as much as people find our press despicable right now because they are doing nothing but lies on MSNBC and CBS, Fox, CNN, all the mainstream media, folks. And yes, I am a conservative, but I am also saying that Fox is fucking evil. Or rather, Fox News.
Yeah.
That includes Faulkner,
Fox.
McEnany, and all of them, because they continue to push the big lie, which is saying America is a democracy. No, the fuck it ain't. It's a goddamn republic, and it's about time you fuckers realize that and stop acting like little bitch retards. Yeah, I fucking said it. Orange Hat Uncensored.
Well, heck, that's exactly how I feel. Every time Tucker Carlson says it, I go and I post on his page and say, we don't live in a democracy. And you know, I like Tucker, but I wish he would stop saying that, because when you say it enough, you start to believe it. You know?
I'm thankful for Tim Pool finally fucking getting on, or he's been saying it for a while now, but he only fucking started saying it like fucking last year. And it's like, dude, we've been a fucking constitutional republic ever since, or before any of us were even a thought or a gleam in our daddy's eyes or a drip in our mama's pants. The freaking truth is, they didn't want a democracy at all.
Interesting. Never mind.
Yes, I have the most interesting phraseology.
No, but this reminds me of last night. All right. Just kidding.
Yeah.
What?
Well, what I was going to say is it's after 11.
Oh, yeah.
And Bruce and I are going to have our game again. We've got another game tomorrow all day. So I was going to let everybody do their closeouts and tell us what you're doing on your channel this next week and share any information you want to share before we close up. So we start with Orange.
Okay, Orange.
Okay, you go first.
Well, I am Orange Hat. That is the most uncensored soul patch I've ever seen. But anyway, I'm Orange Hat. I do videos. I do movie reviews. And I do other such videos like discussion videos. Me and Mara do ones and twos twice a month, and we also do singles on my channel twice a month. We got a special single coming up on the 31st, which is for Face Off, to end out the Nick Cage New Year singles. Next month, we are doing, for the ones and twos, we're doing Underworld. For the singles, we will get back to everybody. Tuesday afternoons, I do theme streams, which are versus streams of movie versus movie. I'm thinking about making that a permanent stasis or a permanent stay. All depends on whether or not I can find more movies that are similar to each other. But the next ones coming up are Volcano versus Dante's Peak. And that's going to be Tuesday, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. And then that night, 9 p.m., is going to be the Barroom Podcast on Society Reviews channel. where we talk about all sorts of different insanity going on in Hollywood and sports and whatnot. So yeah, other than that, I'm also do the weekly recap on Sundays where I talk about 4 different entertainment articles. I might do 5 this upcoming Sunday because of Alec Baldwin getting recharged again. So I'm going to be explaining in further detail different things that are a part of that. And yeah, that's all I got going on. Yeah, I know. I see you are so freaking weird.
What are you doing? What does that mean?
He's playing a violin.
Eric Baldwin.
But
I
thank
love
you.
it. I love that. I wish we just had a better, like, a producer that could just feed us clips from Team America World Police.
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin shit. Because
Who is the producer anyway?
I don't have one yet.
No.
One day, maybe.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for being here. Really.
Yeah.
But
Somebody else has to talk about their stuff tomorrow or what they're doing.
yeah, we're gonna play tomorrow. We're gonna play our game at Bruce's command, and then Sunday we're gonna watch a movie in your Discord, right, Bruce? What's the name of the movie again? Paycheck or something?
Imposters.
Imposters. Okay.
Imposter with Gary Sinise and Madeline Stowe and Victor D'Onofrio. The guy that played Private fucking Pile.
Victor D'Onofrio.
That guy. See, did you hear what he just said? Did you hear what that man just said? There we go.
Yes.
D'Onofrio.
D'Onofrio.
So, and then Monday night we will review the movie on Bruce's channel, and then next Friday we'll be back here again, hopefully. So that's what we have planned. But what do you have planned, Ruben?
So basically, what's been going on? For the channels that I've been on, I've been doing the Friday Night Shit Show. And that's the one thing I've been doing on my channel. I do simulcast that to my weight loss channel and YouTube channel. I've been really organizing my life in a way, because again, for the beginning of the new year, basically meeting somebody, planning to get married, and now figure out that logistics, because now I basically have a North Star that I need to be heading toward. So still looking for work, and basically we've been talking. I only known her for 19 days. Okay. But we basically aligned on the similar values. It's basically find yourself a good woman, and then we've been in deep conversation about that. So that's what I've been really concentrating on that. But I've been working with the Front Porch Conservative, Brian Trippett, on his channel. He's following me on X. You'll see him. I've been posting stuff. We have done analysis of the Iowa caucus. We had a panel doing that, and we are going to start doing more following Trump, following all of the New Hampshire primary. We're going to be doing those things. So check on X. I'll be posting those things out there when we do analysis. We have a huge panel of people that are political commentators that talk about these things. We're all on that, doing that. It's my main thing. I will start doing more videos on my own channel and then Rumble as well. And the one thing I will be doing, because there was an article out there, and I'll talk about it next week. I'm going to try and work on it this week. The 100 things you don't say to women, and basically I'm going to debunk that, because that's something I've been wanting to do, but I've been really busy. So right now, that's what I'll be doing. I'm going to be doing those political shows, posting on X. Follow me on all my channels here: YouTube, Rumble, Instagram. It's Ruben Haynes. So find me there.
Just
good.
I would recommend, if you have a channel on Rumble and you don't simulcast it over to it, you need to start doing that now, because right now YouTube has stopped allowing Rumble to get the syndication pieces of your channel, so you have to simulcast it. So if you use X or if you use StreamYards for that, you want to add Rumble to your piece. I do recommend that, because YouTube is getting to be like China. They're getting to be assholes. So stop that.
I haven't figured out how to do it yet. I've tried it 2 or 3 times, and it never works because I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So
we're gonna get you on Rumble tomorrow, Janet.
Because I spent hours yesterday and a little bit today trying to learn how to do it to LinkedIn. to my LinkedIn.
I would not worry about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is
Well,
a place
I'm just
to go
saying.
when
If I knew how to do it, I would do it. But
LinkedIn.
sitting and trying to learn how sucks. So it's, to figure it out. But
LinkedIn supports pedophiles, so stay away.
Yeah, I would stay away from LinkedIn.
Well, I was already on it.
Oh.
And then I saw someone else had went live on there. I was like, hey, I can go live on there too. I'm already doing live. Why not try to set it up?
It's a place to go to get hit on by people from Ghana or Nigeria or from third world countries. And they're always a soldier and they're always forward deployed, but they will ask
Mine
you.
are always engineers.
You've been getting hit on?
I always get some tech sergeant that
Wouldn't hit
doesn't
on
have any money. I'm like, you're a fucking E9, get fucked. I mean,
They
go fuck yourself.
They don't think that you know anything
Yeah.
about the military. That's why. That's what's so funny about it.
So it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But no,
But
I recommend
I'm
you do that.
learning.
We tomorrow we have the game. Sunday we have the show for Imposter on in Discord. Monday night we review and discuss. Tuesday night of next week we're watching Rambo 4 for Nick Weiser's channel.
Oh, nice.
Been doing
Good
Rambo
movie.
lately.
That's my favorite one.
Part 4.
Yep, my favorite
I
one.
haven't seen it. I haven't seen it in 5 years, so I have to watch it again.
I could give you guys so much freaking background on that.
Oh,
Have you talked? Do you talk to Nick Weiser?
I haven't seen it.
I haven't talked with Nick Weiser, no. So
You should
But, hey.
talk with Nick Weiser.
if he wants to bring me on, I'll be more than happy to.
You use X. He uses X.
reach out to him.
I'll
Yeah,
look him up.
it'd be
Yeah,
good.
reach out to the man. He's got a hell of a stream. Lots of homoeroticism. Lots of homoeroticism.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it being.
I'm just letting you know.
Tuesday.
This
It's good. It's
is
all
how the
man
show
stuff.
dangles. All right.
Okay.
It's
Or men
interesting.
get to be men and like manly
Yeah.
things. Love it.
Homoeroticism. I thought you meant homosexual eroticism.
No, it's
Okay,
about
that's fine,
being a man and be able to like man shows and enjoying being a man. I like
Well,
that. That's why
And
I
that
started watching.
excludes you, Janet. No, just
I
kidding.
know, but I can still go into the chat and still have fun.
There you go.
We have
I
probably
tried.
a 60-40 female to male split over there.
It's really
Okay.
good. But I just like it. It's nice to hang around. That's why I enjoy what I'm doing right now. Getting to hang around with guys being real guys and me just being able to be myself.
When is he doing this?
I don't get that very often.
Oh, shit. The
Yeah.
32 Flavors of Nick Weiser? I think I actually follow him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you do too.
So when is he doing the Rambo thing?
Tuesday.
Tuesday night.
Tuesday?
night.
Tuesday night.
Tuesday night.
What time?
So it's going to be 8:30 on Central Standard, so 7 for you Easters.
Oh, thank
East Coast
God.
people.
No.
7:30.
Oh, yeah. No,
No,
it would be 9:30.
No, that would be 9:30 for Eastern.
9:30. Okay, my bad. It would be 7:30 for if I was on the East. Well, anyway, for Central Standard Time, it's 8:00 at night. 8:30 at night is when we go live. So if that's 8:30, the 9:30. Okay, but
Yes.
he has a pretty good show, and we go for about 2.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I recommend.
Fun.
10
10 out of 10 would recommend.
I will
Okay, well.
contact him because usually I do the bar room, but hey, man, if you guys are talking Rambo, I'll join you guys for Rambo.
See what he's got going on, because I don't know who the panel is. I mean, there's like 6 of us that usually show up for it, and he'll have like one person from somewhere else. Like we had X-Ray Girl for Rambo 1. We had somebody else for Rambo 2, and for Rambo 3, there were supposed to be some people there, but it was just the 6 of us. It's an interesting stream. I'll just say that. I do recommend. Lots of toxicity. We have two grading scales. You grade on the greatness of the movie. You grade on how toxic it is, how it couldn't be made today.
I'll say it here. I may have a reveal coming up very soon. So.
Okay. Well, that'll be good.
Ruben,
nobody wants to see your beer belly.
No, not that. No.
Definitely not that.
No. Haya may be coming on a stream sometimes.
Well, that'll be good. You
She
two have a
actually
stream
wants.
together.
She actually wants to come on the MFR cocktail. I told her about it.
Okay,
So,
we'll do it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Try it.
Yeah, it's
But
fun.
so I want to say thank you everybody for showing up, and hope you have a wonderful weekend. And we'd love for you guys to stop by and visit us at any of our channels or any of our shows and say hi.
Yes, please.
So you guys have a great night.